Well, hello there, people of the worldwide interweb. This is Jimmy. Today, I want to show you how I made this cute little pendant. It's a 4.5 millimeter sapphire in there from Sri Lanka, India. Let's get to it. We're going to start off with some 21 gauge square dead soft copper wire. And I'm going to take about 10 inches of this wire. I'll snip at, 10 inches should be good. I'm going to take two 10-inch segments of this 21 gauge square dead soft copper. Just using some flush cutters to cut it. .5 millimeters. So I'm going to use these like skinny flat nose pliers. It'll be a pretty should actually use, I'm thinking these guys will be a better guide. So I'm just gonna take it, 8 there, like I had it, and just go on both sides, nice and square, just like that. Do that to both wires. Now the way we'll be constructing this setup, our setting is going to kind of be our frame as well. Square. If you need to, you can go back and just smooth it out. Use these parallel action pliers pretty frequently, as well as some just flat nose, some flat pliers. There you go. Next we'll be checking for the height of the stone. So for the height, I think we can use these guys here. Yeah. For the height, to make the prongs, I'm just gonna, just like this, and bend them over like that. Do that to both sides. Try to use the same exact face of the pliers each time, so everything is, pretty close to perfect measurements. Once I have this little shape, I'm just gonna squeeze these together carefully, tightening them. There we go. I'm going to take my parallel action pliers and grip it just so it's kind of like flat right up against in there. And I'm just going to bend both sides going the same direction, about 90 degrees. Just like that. Do the exact same thing to the other one that we started. There we go. Next we're going to take these two matching pieces. Match nice. Take the first one, put the prongs inside this side of the other one, this one. As you slide it in, we're going to lift these prongs through the other side just the same. Crisscrossed through each other's prongs. We're just going to slide that as tight as we can down till it's about a little square where we'll get our stone in there here shortly. I'm going to take this top side, just loop it around once. One full little rotation and give the, she squeeze it around when you're pulling it around. Just like that. Just one wrap around that prong right there. Do the same thing to the same side first, and the other one. If you do both on the same side first, with your right hand, or with your left hand, whatever dominant side you're doing first probably, then it just makes it a lot easier, because once you have two sides down, the other side doesn't really slip out of place, and it's kind of secured like that. What I'm going to do is push them down a little bit in there. Should have just tightened all the way around. Good. Take the same, do the same thing on the other side. Check our stones, make sure it fits in there nice. Yeah. Stone will fit right in that prong setting. Now let's tie these together. I'm trying to decide. Actually, let's pull these out one more way to the sides, each way. So they're coming out this way instead of both together, connecting in the middle like that. Then using the tips of my pliers here again, I'm going to bend it up one way, like that, on all directions. See that? So you have your prong setting there with these ends coming out the ends like that. Then I just take each one and point it together in the same direction towards the center. Squeeze them together so they meet in the middle. And I really like the effect that this gives on the prong setting. Gives that extra little like space in there. You can like have swirls coming up out of, or do whatever you want with, really. Just gives you a little extra space to play with. Yep, I'm just squeezing these two together there. Then I'm going to start securing these ends just a little bit before I place my stone. So I'm going to let's do .26 gauge round wire. I'm going to get about 3 feet times 2, so 6 feet total, but 2 3-foot segments of 26 gauge round dead soft copper wire. Now my mat here is 18 inches from end to end, so I'm just using that and taking 2 lengths of my mat, totaling for 36 inches or 3 feet. Do that twice. Just measure the other one off the rule based on the first one. next, I'm going to take my 26 gauge round, dead soft here, and I'm going to, right in here, just give it one little wrap around. On the bottom one, give it that one wrap around. Tighten it on there just a little bit. And slide it all the way down to this end. And then I'm going to take it, cross over both of them, and then leave with one wrap around the top here. So just like that. Then I'm going to do that same thing, switching back from down behind the back of it to the bottom side. Do that same rotation, one around the bottom, one around both, one around the top. I'm going to do that rotation about 10 times. Start with 5 and then flatten it down, keeping my coil tight, pushing it down. And then after the first five rotations, I'll snip the end to the end we started with. Just 5. Pull it down nice and tight. Take my parallel action pliers and just go over and squeeze it down a little bit. There we go. Go back up through here, snip it off. Leaving just enough to kind of push it up into the middle so it doesn't come out and snag. There still are 5 rotations, and I'll keep going with another 5. One around the bottom, around the both, around the top, around the bottom, around both, around the top. 2, 3, 2nd. Down. And we're actually going to use this as like a frame. I'm going to do the Same thing on the other side too now. Only on the downside, we're going to do 15 rotations instead of 10. I'm going to get my other 3-foot segment of 26 gauge round dead soft copper wire. Same way, we're just going to start it up through this middle gap we made, giving it 1 loop around. Bottom and then the top one. Tightening it up a little bit and keeping it straight. Then again, 1 on the bottom, both top. One, bottom, both, top. It's 3. Bottom, both, top, 4, bottom, both, top, 5. Squeeze it down with our parallel action pliers, or if you just have nylon tip pliers, that works as well. Something you just don't want to scratch that surface because it kind of has a nice design to it too if you look closely. Snip it just enough there at the end that we can take pliers and just push that little end piece back up in there. Just like that. One on the bottom. Push it up a little. Both top. It's 1, 2, 3, slid down a little bit. Tighten it up there. 4, 5. And we have both 10 going down both sides. 15 going down what will be the bottom side. So keep going 5 more rotations. 1. 2. 3. 3. Four. 5. Next, I'm going to take my prongs now. Now I can set my stone. And I'm just going to pinch them in the ends and kind of turn them in so they are facing flat across from each other. I'm going to give them all just a little, pinch them down at their base and curve them in just a little bit. Like that. Just bend them inwards a little bit so they're going in. So they're angled and flat ends facing across from each other. Now I'm going to take my stone and I'm just going to plop it in there, just like that. Plop it through there. Arch the back of our setting up just a little bit. And I'll take my prong ends and I'm just going to squeeze them down a little, very gently, from opposite ends first onto the edge of the table of our stone. Shake it next to your ear. Don't hear any rattling, you are good. Make sure the flat faces are just holding the edge of the table down. The top of the stone where it like goes from a circle there and then has that little edge to it. But there we go. If you want, you could take some parallel action pliers and squeeze it down evenly afterwards. And there, so a little prong setting, holding our stone in place. Next, I'm going to want to make our bail end first. So our shorter end will be our bail end. And what I'm going to do that is I'm going to switch back down. I'm going to squeeze both these squares together so that they are flush side by side. I'm just start wrapping them together tightly. Do about 1 inch along it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Flatten it down. There's 10 wraps there so far. I'm gonna say about 45 wraps altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. Actually, not 45. I think 50 will get us a little better. No. And I'll do, let's just do 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 60 wraps now, going up after our 15 rotations on the short end. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split these two ends off here. Try to get them as 90 degrees out as I can, like that, after 60 wraps. And then I'm going to take a wire, let's do like 3 more wraps on one of those sides just to be able to snip it off. Definitely didn't need all this. The second 3 feet. Probably could have gone with a good foot and a half, maybe a foot even. That's why I'm working in copper. I don't always plan what I'm doing. Although this piece is a bit more planned than some. Here we go. Next, for our bail end, we're gonna take some these aren't step loopers. Step loopers are the ones that loop them automatically for you. These are just some bail making pliers, and about halfway up our 60 wrap segment across both, just grab it and give it a little loop there so it comes to where our pattern switches. Then what I'm going to do is just pull them both up like that off the surface, and fold one down and fold the other down. Trying to keep that flat face facing up, keep the direction going out. Because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little double spiral on this to secure it, and then create a little design going from here, a little double spiral design going off the back end of our bail. First I'm going to take one wire and just trace it, making a little loop there. And then take this other one and just follow its path. Just do that a couple times, and you'll have this cute little double spiral design at the top of it. And it will also be locking your bail into place right there. Now I'm going to take the top one here, and I'm going to kind of give it some curvature along the top of our bail. I'm going to create a little design here where it's weaving back over pretty much. So I'm going to loop this through here. Just like that. So it's coming off this back end, so it looks like this. It's coming through there, just coming over. I'm going to take some pliers, I'm just squeeze that piece to the frame there, locking it in place. And let this roll off, going the opposite direction. And then I'm going to take this other wire here, and I'm going to trace that pattern with the one that was on the other side. Just pull it tight and squeeze it to the frame, locking it there. And now that second one will be what goes in first this time as we secure it to the frame. It looks like a music note. Next I'm going to take the one that's on the inside closest to being crossed over again, and I'm just going to loop it in there yet again. This one, there we go. Squeezing it onto the frame. Like that. And then following that path with our other one. Creating a little, same kind of little design on the opposite side going around the back. squeezing it to the frame. Now both these pieces here on the back side, I'm going to take this one first, fold it over, and trim it, giving it just enough space for me to push towards the inside of the bottom back of the bail. I'm going to do the exact same thing with the other side now, with the other loose bit. This one I don't think I'll need to trim. I think it's just already the perfect length for me to just, yep, squeeze right in back there. And there we go. That is our fancy little bail we got going on there now. Now let's work on this bottom portion here. So what I'm going to do for this is first I'm going to take my wraps down to the bottom one and give 10 wraps around that bottom there. Actually, once you do one wrap around the bottom, you can actually bend this up. This one will be left kind of plain and open for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's make it let's actually make it 15 wraps for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go. So you got 15 coils going down there with this one pointed up. Okay, actually I'm gonna bend this guy now, the coiled section, out to the right a bit, and take this one we just pulled up and just give it this little like curl like that off to one side, so it'll be following this guy here. Just like that. Flatten it down with your pliers a little bit. Keep it nice. And after those 15 wraps, let's connect them both together doing a 2-5 weaving pattern. So let's wrap both of them together first. 1, 2, then go back to the one we had. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give it a little squeeze, tighten it down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say do this for 4 rotations total. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to flip it right side up. We're just going to give this like curvature with our thumb here. Just like this. Then we are going to pull this around bottom here. Pulling all of it around the bottom there. And then leaving this side out, we're going to hop back over here with this round wire and continue spiraling around here. Just the one wire now, not the 4 rotation, the 2, 5, but give it about 10 wraps. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry about that, I'm trying to stay on camera more. And then just pull it over and give it another like 5 wraps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's push it down and then pull that coil around again, giving it that like design. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to switch this round wire onto the other square now. One. Now I'm returning to the weaving pattern. 2, 3, 4, 5, the other square coming out next to it. Get both of them. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slide it down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slide it down a bit. Then pull it up. So what I'm doing is keeping the face of the pattern the same, so just like that. Two. Now that I have it pulled over the front like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4 rotations so far totals from where we start at the other side to pulling it over the front. I'm gonna aim for. Let's start off with 10 to see how well that bends over. So there's 4. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10 rotations. Let me flatten it, tighten it up. And just give it that same kind of bend going the opposite direction now. I think that will be perfect. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip this from the back side, this 26 gauge, and tighten it. I'm going to have it sit right about there, right in the middle between this split and the bottom of this cord. And I'm going to take my brown needle nose pliers, and on the right side I'm going to pull the right one, or on my right, the bottom inside one, I'm going to pull it down through there on the inside. Give it a little snip on the top side so it's facing out, won't get snagged on close, and it's pretty good there. Do the same thing on the other side, but going the other way, so it's going towards the top. I'm just going to give it a little snip and squeeze it to the surface. And the design here pops out over it, so it's kind of just like hidden right in there, doesn't snag. And then you have this swirly little mini pendant in the end. I could probably do some more with it actually. Add some more spirals in there for sure, but thank you for watching. I hope this inspires you to go out and make your own versions. Just playing around with the angles, like the nice flow to it. I'm big on the flow. It's like one of my favorite parts of Wirewrap. Yeah. Have a good day. We just published SavageBeanStudios.com as well if you want to go check it out. And I will be airing my Patreon live stream every Tuesday at 2. So if you want to go check that out, go to patreon.com/SavageBeanStudios and check it out. Thank you.